Hey everyone, welcome back. If you've been watching the market this year, you know not much has really changed with rates. Yet, something interesting happened in June. More people bought homes, more people listed homes, and yet buyers got more picky, not less. Today, I want to break down exactly what happened in the Sacramento, Placer, El Dorado, and Yolo County markets last month. Let's start with supply and demand because that's where this month's story really begins. The number of homes actively on the market increased by 5.5% from just the month before. More sellers put their homes up for sale in June. But here's the twist. Sales also climbed 5% month over month, growing right alongside the inventory. And that happened despite mortgage rates still sitting higher than most buyers would like. So sellers listed more, buyers bought more, and that's not always something we see in the same month. Now zoom out from this June to June of last year, and the story gets even more interesting. We actually have less inventory this year than we did the same time last year, but we have more sales happening than we did then. So fewer homes on the market, but more of them selling. That tells me something about buyer psychology, not just budget. Despite rates still being elevated, many buyers have reached their limit on how long they're willing to wait. That's what I think we're seeing playing out in these numbers. Now, even with more sales happening, we aren't necessarily seeing homes sell faster. Average days on market came in at 36 days, which has been growing over the past several months. The sold to original list price ratio landed at 98%. Now, to be clear on what that number means, this doesn't mean most sellers are getting 98% of what they originally list their home for. I want to be clear on what that number means. That number does not mean that every seller is getting 98% of what they originally list their house for, because this number only reflects the homes that actually sold. It doesn't include the ones that sat on market, got relisted, or pulled off the market without selling. But for the homes that actually sold, buyers and sellers landed at a number that was fairly close to their original price. And that's largely because those sellers were realistic about price from the start. So that's the big takeaway here. Being realistic about where you list is what gets your home into that 98% group in the first place. As for price, the average sales price came in at $684,000, which is actually a 3% decrease from the month before. And the month's supply held steady at 2.3 months of inventory, which overall tells us that supply and demand is staying fairly balanced. So here's where I want to bring this back into what actually matters. What's really happening with buyers and sellers, because that's what these numbers don't fully capture. Out working with my own clients and talking with other agents in the area, here's what I'm seeing. There are still plenty of buyers out there actively searching to purchase a home. But with rates where they are, those buyers are stretching their monthly budgets to make the numbers work. And when someone is stretching their budget, they stop being casual about what they're willing to spend it on. They want the best home for a fair price. And they simply aren't settling anymore. That one shift is creating a really unique and honestly kind of split market. On one side, homes that are overpriced or need work or aren't quite hitting the expectations of what buyers want for their money, those homes are sitting. Extensive days on market, price reduction, the whole thing. Buyers are just skipping right past them. On the other side, homes that are priced right, prepped, clean, updated, staged, and priced to the market, those are creating real competition. Multiple offers, quick closes, sometimes over asking. So whether you're buying or selling right now, here's what this means for you. If you're selling, presentation and pricing are everything. This isn't a market where we can list high and see what happens. Buyers have options and they know exactly what they want and what they're willing to pay for it. Price it right and prep it well, and you may end up with multiple offers. Get it wrong and you could sit for months. And if you're a buyer, you're not imagining it. There are great homes that are selling fast and then others that might be worth waiting on. Knowing which is which before falling in love with a home can make all the difference in this market. Bottom line, buyers are still out there, but they're buying with their eyes open. And that's reshaping what sellers need to do to compete. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home this year and want to know where your budget or your home fit into this picture, drop a comment or reach out directly. I'm happy to run the numbers specifically for your area. I'm Karina Parker, and this is your June 2026 market snapshot for Sacramento, Placer, El Dorado, and Yolo counties. If this was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss next month's update. I'll see you on the next one.